The following is a demonstration of WorkTech.time's LeaveTime application, which combines a user-friendly interface, powerful customization tools, and up-to-the-minute data to allow companies to effectively manage leave time within their organization. This demonstration will show the various tools available to employees, supervisors, and administrators, and how these tools work together to provide solutions for organizations looking to streamline their leave time process. We will start with the tools available for employees to track and request time off. We will start with the first and most basic module, and the most commonly used by employees at all levels of an organization, that which allows them to request leave. It's worth noting at this point that as an administrator, and any administrator for that matter, has the power to request leave for employees under their management. For the purpose of this demonstration, however, I will simply be requesting leave on behalf of myself. So before I request leave, I can look at this module in the bottom left-hand corner under the Leave Balance umbrella and look at the balance in terms of hours of each type of leave time I have which my company allows me to accrue. This can help me decide which type of leave time to request and how much to request at the moment. Being that I have 240 available hours of vacation at my disposal, and that is the most logical representation of what I'll be requesting here, we'll go with vacation. So we'll use our little date icon here to move forward into December, and I'm thinking I'll take a full 2 weeks before and leading up to Christmas. And you'll notice that the system recognizes that I have 10 days of work for 8 hours each scheduled during this period which I am requesting off, and it automatically generates 80 requested hours and reflects that in the balance on my start date and the balance on the end date to which I will be returning to work. And simple as that, we submit request. I can enter a memo for my supervisor to review. And just like that, that request is available for my supervisor to review, approve, or possibly reject. Now there are a number of other tools available to employees besides just the ability to request leave, which allow employees to better manage their own leave time. The first of these is the Leave Balance module, which essentially functions the same way as the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of the previous screen. However, in this screen, an employee can expand on any of these types of paid leave to get a sense of why their balance is the way it is. So for instance, if I looked at that last screen ready to request my 2-week pre-Christmas holiday and said, how is it that I have 240 hours of vacation available to me? Well, I can expand this button here. I can see that my opening balance upon starting work with the company was on accruals on a yearly basis based on our business's rules. And then underneath that you can see any debits taken from this balance. For instance, in the middle of August of this year, I took 1 week off for family time, and that is reflected in my balance as well. So this helps employees get a better sense of how they've been managing their leave time and how to move forward and make smart decisions with the time available to them. Our next module shows an employee their current outstanding requests. So I can use our date function to move forward to the time about when I'll be requesting vacation, and I can see this request that I just put in for 80 hours leading up to Christmas. Now, being that this happened a couple minutes ago, my supervisor has not had a chance to approve or reject this yet. Therefore, the status is new. Had my supervisor rejected this, they would have entered a reject memo, which I could then read to better understand why my request was rejected and how I should go about responding to that if I should choose to do so, which can be done using the Appeal Declined button in which case you open up a dialogue with your manager about whether or not to take that requested leave. Furthermore, we can move into My Leave Schedule, which is a more visual representation of the months to come in terms of pending requests, approved leave, holidays, and things of that nature. The final tool available is called Group Availability, and this is a very powerful tool for individuals who are a part of resource groups, craft groups, crews, teams, however your business defines teams of employees. Using the Group Availability page, an individual and employee can go in and see the scheduled hours and the scheduled vacations of the individuals within their team. So being that I'm an administrator, my name is the only one that shows up here. So it's not too useful to me. But if you were on a team of 6 people, for instance, and you wanted to request vacation time, this is a very useful tool for you and your crewmates to coordinate effectively so that you can all have your fair share of vacation time without interrupting the productivity of your team as a whole. So you can see leave taken, expected hours, all of that for the members within your team. This streamlines the process and also makes it easier for managers to mitigate situations in which multiple team members are requesting leave at the same time. So that just about encompasses the tools that are available to individual employees when interacting with WorkTech's LeaveTime application. From an employee perspective, it's a very basic system, it's easy to use, and it provides clarity and transparency in the process of tracking, requesting, and eventually being approved for vacation time. The LeaveTime application also includes powerful tools for managers, supervisors, and approvers to make informed decisions about whether or not to grant leave time to their employees based on business needs and business demand. So the first module we'll look at is employee requests. Now I am signed in again as an administrator, and as such I am the supervisor of a number of different employees, and we can filter by date to see, okay, over the next 6 months, which employees have requested time off for whom I am the manager. And we can go through these one by one, look at what kind of leave type they want, when they want it, how many hours, what sort of memo they wrote down as a justification for requesting leave time, and we can go individually or in sort of a bulk status and approve or decline each of these transactions. So we'll go through one by one. So Joyce wants to take a vacation in the 2 weeks leading up to Thanksgiving. She's going to the West Coast. We can click on this one, ready to approve. Freeman wants to take a day for civic duty so he can vote on election day. Our company loves employees with a sense of civic duty, so we'll choose that one as well to approve. Nicholas won a free trip to the Bahamas. That's exciting. He's been working very hard lately, so we won't begrudge him the chance to go to the Bahamas. Lowell has a scheduled surgery, which he told us about before, and he needs 5 days for post-op recovery. So we'll get ready to approve that one. And Daryl Jorsky, on the week after Labor Day, just needs a week off. Well, for now, let's leave that one behind, because we may need to take a deeper dive into that transaction to see if it's really something that we can afford as a business. But for now, these 4 top requests will approve. And since I'm approving for multiple people at a time, this approval memo is optional, and we'll skip it. Okay, so the one outstanding request is Daryl Jorsky. He says he needs a week off 1 week after Labor Day, which is a very busy time for our business. And Daryl is an accountant, and we need him around for this added demand. So we have a tool that allows us to see whether or not we can afford him to be absent during this week. So what we'll do is we'll go into the staff availability grid, which is accessible for supervisors and approvers. Now, this functions much like the group availability page, which we saw for individual employees. However, as a supervisor, there's a lot more data to sift through because I am responsible for a lot more people. However, we can go in and find Daryl's resource group or his team. So I'll deselect all so we don't have to look at everybody. Let's find accountants. There he is. Okay. And we will go to September because that is when Daryl has requested leave. All 5 days off. Now, as we see, Joyce, Ray, Frida, Kermit, and Lowell are all scheduled to be working. None of them have submitted any requests for leave during this week. So we can reasonably assume that with 5 of the 6 team members present, they can continue working at full productivity despite Daryl's absence. So now that we've confirmed this, let's go back to employee requests. And we will grant Daryl his week off because he has been working very hard lately and he deserves it, so long as we can continue to operate without him. Okay. The final tool available to supervisors and approvers is the staff list. Now, the most basic functionality of the staff list is to give us an overview of available leave time for each individual employee. So we have every resource group and team open. We found a random person, Carrie Clemens, and we can look into what Carrie Clemens has available for vacation time. One of the more unique aspects of this interface is the ability to create a manual adjustment for employees. For instance, if as some sort of bonus package you want to give Carrie Clemens additional vacation time, you could do so by creating a manual adjustment. If you got a memo from Daryl saying he wanted to gift 20 hours of vacation time to Carrie, and that was within your business rules to do so, this is where you would do something like that as well. So a nice tool to be able to take a dive into any of your employees, get the basic details about what's going on with their leave time, and if need be, make adjustments to that data. WorkTech Time also features very powerful customization capabilities, which can be applied to the LeaveTime application. And when used properly and customized to fit your business needs, WorkTech LeaveTime provides a streamlined system for handling employee leave. It's easy to use for all levels of employees and guarantees adherence to company rules. And these company rules can be defined within the administration module, which I will show now. We won't get too far into any of these, just enough to show how well we can customize this system to fit the rules established in employee contracts for any given company. So first we'll look at accrual rules. This is where you can define on what basis period your employees accrue leave time, whether it be yearly, monthly, quarterly, bi-weekly, any such stipulation, and how many hours they accrue per period for each individual type of leave. Under consumption rules, we can define what the minimum leave increment is. For instance, if you're going to take a sick day, you have to take at least 1 full day at a time. You can also establish maximum negative balances, in which case if a person goes over their time for a certain year, there is a certain point at which they can take no more paid vacation time and hope to accrue back to a 0 balance. They will simply have to not get paid for the hours taken. We can define which holidays fall under which schedules. So we have a list of federal holidays by year, which are preloaded in our system, and which can also be defined individually by end users. If there are any federal holidays which we did not include, which you wish to see in your employee schedules. And you can select which of these will show up in a standard employee schedule. One of the most unique things about LeaveTime is the ability to establish independent holiday schedules for for individual employees or employees of a certain cultural, religious, or geographic group. So, for instance, if you have employees who live and operate in another country and they have different federal holidays than American workers, you can establish a completely separate schedule of holidays for that group of people. You could also do this for those who observe Muslim or Jewish holidays, etc. You also have leave types. You can define, based on your employee contracts, which type of leave your employees are entitled to, whether that includes civic duty, paid holidays, floating holidays, personal days, sick days, whatever it is. You can define that within here, and just like holidays, you can add or leave time types based on your preferences. And finally, there's a space at the bottom here for uploading policy documents and writing in policy messages that can be reviewed by your employees. Using the customization tools within LeaveTime is a powerful and effective way to make sure that the system fits your business needs and allows your employees to work within a familiar and streamlined system to eliminate inefficiency and headaches in general. And one of the most exciting things about WorkTech in general, and especially its LeaveTime suite, is its compatibility with Maximo, SAP, PeopleSoft, and all manner of enterprise management systems. It does not replace a payroll system. It simply captures and updates current values with up-to-the-minute data so that your official payroll system is constantly up to date and reflects what's happening now, which allows managers, supervisors, approvers, and employees to make informed decisions about managing their own and their employees' leave time. And this has been a brief presentation on WorkTech Time's LeaveTime application. Until next time.